नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. Today, my name is JVN Manisha Singh, teaching you distillation process. Distillation is defined as a process in which a liquid or vapor mixture of two or more substances is separated into its component fractions of desired purity by the application and removal of heat. Distillation is based on the fact that vapor of a boiling mixture will be richer in the components that have lower boiling points. Therefore, when this vapor is cooled and condensed, the condensate will contain more volatile components. At the same time, the original mixture will contain more of the less volatile material. For examples of uses of distillation include purification of alcohol, desalination, crude oil refining, and making liquefied gases from air. Then what is the principle of distillation? Separation of components from a liquid mixture via distillation depends on the differences in their boiling points of the individual components. Also, depending on the concentration of the components present, the liquid mixture will have different boiling point characteristics. Therefore, distillation processes depends on the vapor pressure characteristics of liquid mixtures. Then vapor pressure and boiling. The vapor pressure of a liquid at a particular temperature is the equilibrium pressure exerted by molecules leaving and entering the liquid surface. Here are some important points regarding vapor pressure. First of all, energy input raises vapor pressure. Vapor pressure is related to the boiling. A liquid is said to boil when its vapor pressure equals the surrounding pressure. The ease with which a liquid boils depends on its volatility. Liquids with high vapor pressures, that is volatile liquids, will boil at lower temperatures. The vapor pressure and hence the boiling point of a liquid mixture depends on the relative amounts of the components in the mixture. Distillation occurs because of the differences in the volatility of the components in the liquid mixture. This is the boiling point diagram. That is the temperature on y-axis and concentration of mole fraction A is on the x-axis, and this is the curve in which at the A point it is a supercooled liquid in this region, and there is a superheated vapors. At this point there is a dew point curve, and at this point there is a bubble point curve. Okay, then next is the boiling point diagram. The boiling point diagram shows that the equilibrium composition of a components in a liquid mixture vary with temperature at a fixed pressure. Consider an example of a liquid mixture containing two components A and B, that is a binary mixture. This has the following boiling point diagram. The boiling point of A is that at which the mole fraction of A is 1. The boiling point of B is that at which the mole fraction of A is 0. In this example, A is the more volatile component and therefore has a lower boiling point than the B. The upper curve in the diagram is called the dew point curve, while the lower one is the bubble point curve. The dew point is the temperature at which the saturated vapor starts to condense, and the bubble point is the temperature at which the liquid starts to boil. The reason above the dew point curve shows the equilibrium composition of the superheated vapor, while the reason below the bubble point curve shows the equilibrium composition of the subcooled liquid. For example, when a subcooled liquid with mole fraction of A is 0.4 at point A is heated, its concentration remains constant until it reaches the bubble point B, where it starts to boil. The vapors evolved during the boiling has the equilibrium composition given by the point C, approximately 0.8 mole fraction A. This is approximately 50% richer in A than the original liquid. This difference between liquid and vapor compositions is the basis for distillation operations. Then relative volatility. Relative volatility is a measure of differences in between two components and has their boiling points. It indicates how easy or difficult a particular separation will be. The relative volatility of component I with respect to component J is defined as in equation 1. Y1 is mole fraction of component I in the vapor, and xi is mole fraction of component I in the liquid. This is the alpha ij is equal to yi upon xi upon yj upon xj. Thus, if the relative volatility between two components is very close to one another, it is an indication that they have very similar vapor pressure characteristics. This means that they have a very similar boiling points, and therefore it will be difficult to separate the two components via distillation. Then distillation operation. In distillation, column feed is introduced at the middle of the column on feed tray, which divides the column in top and the bottom section. The feed slowly comes down in column where it is collected in reboiler, which converts feed into the vapor. Then vapor is reintroduced in the column from bottom and liquid remain in reboiler, is known as bottom. Then vapor moves upward in column and come out from top. It is then condensed by condenser and stored in a vessel. This is known as distillate. Some of this condensate is again introduced from top and it is known as reflux. Thus, there are internal flows of vapor and liquids within the column as well as external flows of feed and product streams into and out of the column. Then types of distillation include batch distillation and the continuous distillation. This is the batch distillation in which this is the mixture of two. It is a binary mixture and there is a rectifying section which will distillate or which will evaporate the volatile compound, and then there is a reflux of the distillate and there is a condenser which will condense the vapors and make it in the receiving flask. And here is the continuous section. Okay, then batch distillation. A mixture of two volatile substances is heated until it boils. The vapor will contain a higher concentration of the more volatile component, so more of it will be condensed and removed from the system. This changes the ratio of components in the boiling mixture, raising its boiling point. If there is a large difference in the vapor pressure between the two components, the boiled liquid will become higher in the less volatile component, while the distillate will be mostly the more volatile component. Batch distillation is the most common type of distillation used in the laboratory. Okay. Then continuous distillation. Distillation is ongoing with new feed, liquid feed into the process and separated fractions continuously removed. Then because new material is input, the concentration of the component should not change as in the batch distillation. Therefore, simple distillation, fractional distillation and steam distillation and other type of distillation include vacuum distillation, short path distillation, zone distillation, reactive distillation, per evaporation, catalytic distillation, flash evaporation, freeze distillation and extractive distillation. Then simple distillation. In this process, the liquids are separated by evaporating and capturing them at various points in the cooling cycle and then immediately channeled into a condenser. Okay, then simple distillation is used for a mixture in which the boiling points of the components differ by at least 70 degrees Celsius. It is also followed for the mixtures contaminated with non-volatile particles, that is solid or oil, and those that are nearly pure with less than 10% contamination. Then there is a heat source, and this is a mixture of acetone and water, and it is settled by the clamp distillation flask. Then there is a thermometer at which the volatile component A will be boiled. Then the fumes or the vapors of the acetone will be passed through this condenser, and this condenser is plugged by the clamp for the support. Then this is the condenser where water outlet and water in. Then the vapors will condensed and collected in the receiving flask, that is the acetone will be collected at the end point and water will be remain in the distillation flask. Then fractional distillation. Fractionating column is used to separate constituents whose volatility is nearly similar or differ by 77 degrees Fahrenheit or 25 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure, and which cannot be separated by the simple distillation. In the fractionating column, the plates are arranged and compounds with the least boiling points are collected at the top, and while those with higher boiling points are present at the bottom. Okay, the fractional distillation is used for the alcohol purification and gasoline purification in petroleum refining industries. It is a more effective and easy to use process compared to the simple distillation method. It is, however, comparatively expensive than any other type of distillation. For example, there is a fractional distillation of crude oil, then it is passed through the furnace and the substance which having the boiling point less than 350 degree less than 350 degrees Celsius will be remain at the bottom, and that is the bitumen, then lubricating oil, then fuel, diesel, paraffin, naphtha, gasoline, and which have the least Boiling point is at the top, that is the petroleum gas. Then steam distillation. Steam distillation is used for the purification of mixtures in which the components are temperature or heat sensitive. For example, organic compounds. In this process, steam is introduced to the apparatus and the temperature of the compounds are depressed by vaporizing them at lower temperature. This way, the temperature sensitive compounds are separated before decomposition. The vapors are collected and condensed in the same way as other distillation types. The resultant liquid consists of two parts, water and compound, which is then purified by the simple distillation. The process requires initial training and skill to operate the equipment. It also requires periodic maintenance. Steam distillation is widely used for large-scale separation of essential oils, fats, waxes, and perfumes. Then vacuum distillation. Vacuum distillation is a special method of separating compounds at pressure lower than the standard atmospheric pressure. Under this condition, the compounds boil below their normal boiling temperature. Hence, vacuum distillation is best suited for separation of compounds with higher boiling points, that is more than 392 °F, which tend to decompose their boiling temperature. Vacuum distillation can be conducted without heating the mixture as it is usually followed in other distillation types. For the separation of some aromatic compounds, vacuum distillation is used along with steam distillation. When vacuum distillation is combined with fractional distillation method, components of a mixture get separated very easily. Then distillation and other classifications. In short path distillation, the separated compounds are condensed immediately without traveling to the condenser. The condenser is configured in a vertical manner between the heating flask and collecting flask. Similar to the vacuum type, the pressure is maintained below the atmospheric pressure. Thermal sensitive compounds can also be separated by following short path distillation. This method is mainly used for the separation of organic compounds with high molecular weight, especially in the pharmaceutical industries. It is also used for processing edible oils and fats. Another method of classifying distillation is based on the amount of compound fed to the columns. There are two types of distillation columns, namely batch and continuous. In the batch column method, the feed to the column is provided in batch-wise manner. The distillation process gets carried out when a batch of feed is introduced to the column. And in the continuous column method, the feed to the column is introduced continuously without any interruptions. A continuous operation is used commonly in the industrial applications. Out of the five main types, simple and fractional distillation types are the two widely used methods that are applied even today in petroleum refining industries, laboratories, and chemical factories. Then basic distillation equipment. There is a vertical cell where the separation of the liquid equipment is carried out. Column internals such as trays, plates, or packings which are used to enhance component separation. A reboiler to provide the necessary vaporization for the distillation process. A condenser to cool and condense the vapor leaving the top of the column, and a reflux drum to hold the condensed vapor from the top of the column so that liquid or reflux can be recycled back to the column. Then applications of distillation. First of all, it is used in the laboratory scale, industrial scale, herbal distillate, food processing, and the later two are distinctively different from the former two in the processing of beverages. And the distillation is not used for a true purification method, but more to transfer all volatiles from the source material to the distillate. Examples of distillations are, in the fossil fuel industry, distillation is a major class of operation in obtaining materials from crude oil for fuels and for chemical feedstocks. Then distillation permits separation of air into its components, notably oxygen, nitrogen, and argon. And for industrial use, in the field of industrial chemistry, large ranges of crude liquid products of chemical synthesis are distilled to separate them either from other products or from impurities or from unreacted starting materials. Then distillation of fermented products produces distilled beverages with a high alcohol content or separates out other fermentation products of commercial value. Hope you all are satisfied with this session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, please mention it in a comment box and we will resolve them in our live session. Thank you so much.